ways of coping with difficulties in our life. Some people drink, some smoke. Many people turn to food. But one Brooklyn woman suffers from a disorder so unlikely that you may do a double take. She's addicted to eating chalk and has been for the last 22 years.
Craving you, baby.
When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I run to is the chalk. It's what completes my day.
Claudine Bellany is addicted, not to alcohol or drugs, but to chalk. Crayola, no dust, white chalk. The same kind a teacher uses to write on a blackboard.
Sometimes when someone is punished, if you've been punished in your lifetime and someone hurt you or something happened and I've been through so much, I run to the chalk. It helps me to calm me down. It makes me happy at the moment. And it helps me not think. I just feel when I'm holding it, it's like all the things I've been through and going through, that's the only thing that in the world that I have to make me happy.
Claudine suffers from a condition called pica.
Pica is the craving of non-nutritional items. So basically eating items that don't provide any nutritional value. Ice, clay, dirt, chalk.
Depending on what I'm going through, I could eat the whole box. If not, I could eat 3 to 4 pieces a day or 2 sticks a day. I go according to my feelings. Whatever my feelings inside is feeling, that's how I take it in.
Claudine's obsession is being documented in a new e-reality series, What's Eating You? Claudine is treated by a panel of experts and learns what her addiction is doing to her body.
Many people with pica suffer from osteoporosis and anemia.
It's a fight, it's a war.
The road to recovery is a long one, as Claudine still has trouble staying away from what she calls her best friend. During our interview with her, she could not resist the urge.
It's tasteless. There's not really a taste to it. It's clay. It's my friend. It's part of me. It's my best friend.
And joining me now is psychologist Camilla, who is featured in the series What's Eating You and is currently treating Claudine. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here. She eats a box of it a day?
She can eat up to a box of it a day if she's feeling particularly stressed out, yeah.
There are other kinds of diseases or other kinds of addictions that with people who have pica. Let's take a look at a list here. Other common non-foods: metal, coins, clay, paper, soap, ice, dirt. The question is why?
The truth is we don't really totally know why. There are a variety of elements that have been linked to this. For example, some people have a mineral deficiency, and so if you're anemic, you may crave a kind of metal. Conversely, it's also been linked to obsessive-compulsive disorder.
So if you're talking about it as some sort of what you're missing, a deficiency, could you treat that then through some sorts of supplement or something like that?
Absolutely, and the first line of approach here is nutritional.
She talked in that piece about chalk being her best friend. That must make this extraordinarily difficult to treat.
It is. It's very difficult to treat. For Claudine, she's gone through an enormous amount in her life. She's experienced a lot of trauma, and nobody's really been there to help her through it. So the chalk has been the friend that's helped her process it.
It's hard to understand, but on the show we also talk about Jan, who's a binge eater. She picks garbage out of trash cans. Talk about binge eating.
You know, at any given moment, up to 10 million women and 1 million men in the United States struggle with anorexia and bulimia. But millions more are struggling with binge eating and other eating disordered behaviors. So Jen, she chews and then spits food out. She'll eat all of a meal except for a bite and save that bite.
Well, we talk about this as being a real addiction, but the thing about food is that it's not like alcohol or it's not like cigarettes. I mean, food is everywhere and you have to have food to survive. So
Absolutely.
Is it because it's so legal and it's so convenient?
If you think about it, food is emotional for all of us. I mean, you know, who doesn't crave their favorite cookies around Christmas time, or perhaps have mac and cheese when they miss their mom, you know, on a rainy day? But for people with eating disorders, the emotions associated with food get that much more heightened. And so rather than something that is just comforting once in a while, it becomes sort of the never-ending quest to feel better.
Whoa. All right. Thank you. Very interesting. Really appreciate you being here. And you're going to stick around and answer some questions.
I am, yes.
So go to alexnewyork.com and really ask the questions that you might want to ask about eating disorder. The show, by the way, premieres tonight on E! It's called What's Eating You. So check that out, too. You're here for conversation. We really appreciate it.